And again, some more basics about postal stationery and covers. Here are two examples of advertising cancels. One on the left is from a linen factory in the Black Forest. The one on the right is from the Berlin Zoo. This one is mailed as printed matter. We also have that little one in the tab of the stamp, which indicates, as explained in a previous video, as being a form number. The larger 3 on the tab indicates the row number of the stamp sheet that the stamp came from. Here we have a 1940 censored cover from Germany. This one was from the High Command of the military, as indicated on the censor tape, and also with a cancel to tie it to the cover. Unfortunately, yes, we have a lot of damage on this cover. Nonetheless, it is collectible. And here we have a second 1940 cover, also with a censor tape, but of different paper and different configuration. So two different types of censor tapes. Also, we have a slogan cancel. The upper word means war, and the abbreviation WHW stands for Winter Aid Work. And this one is Germany, DDR or GDR or Eastern Germany, Soviet occupied Germany. This one is an official cover from the railroad office, and it is typical for official mail. No postage stamps are typically used, but it does carry on the back the appropriate label with all the different numbers and their particular cancel. So quite an interesting item. Now we get into, again, Germany, but this time the city of Danzig, with some illustrated picture postcards in the form of postal stationery, meaning the postage is imprinted onto the card. They are basically similar in configuration in regards to the sender's address information, as we see right here compared to here, and as well as the address lines and stuff like that, where it is mailed to, all the same. And the word postcard is of same identical font and placement. All these things I mentioned are very important because many of these postal stationaries do come in slight different variations in the layout, and each tiny variation can be very important as to value and also being a different item. This one here on the left also has a slogan cancel, which means buy winter aid stamps. Basically, what they're referring to are many of the Third Reich semi-postal stamps, where the additional value from the postage is then collected and used for winter aid works. The cancel on the right is a basic circular date cancel of Danzig. Here we have two more Danzig postal stationaries. As is obvious, they are, number one, of different size, and secondly, they do differ in the configuration of the layout of the address to and from. So this is very important when you check it for catalog value. Also, differences are in this one has a separating line, 3 lines actually, where this one here on the right does not have any. And yes, that does make a difference. So pay close attention to any difference in similar looking postal stationery. And again, Germany, postal stationery postcard with attached reply card. These obviously are of modern vintage, but still, if you collect postal stationery, every bit is collectible. And as you can see, the slight difference in the terminology here. This one here is the actual reply portion, and this one, when folded, basically says it does have the reply card attached to it. Also important is in the more modern, you typically have a phosphor stripe right here to the left of the stamp. And that one, in some cases, can vary in width or distance from the stamp. And sometimes, as also a variety, it may be missing. So pay close attention to that as well. So even in the modern, lots of stuff to check for. And in the earlier issues of Germany, when they first started out with phosphor stripes next to the stamp, some of those can be very pricey, with or without, used or unused. So check them closely. You might find that treasure in your postal stationery collection. And here we have a similar setup with postal stationery, except that now we have illustrations also on these postal stationaries, but otherwise very similar, and also the same denomination of 50 pfennig. So there are two, lots of differences and lots of collecting possibilities. And again, more postal stationery, and both of these are uprated. The one on the left here, by the way, is of the definitive series, where the one on the right is actually of the commemorative stamp issue. But both are uprated. due to obvious things that we see. One is of registered type, and the other one is of express mail. So hence the operated postage. And these two items are um, post office um, official mail. Again, these do not require any stamps to be affixed and do actually get through the mail as is. Uh, the one on the left as registered as well as express. The postcard on the right has a postage due hand stamp affixed. This postage due was due to an insufficient postage applied to a previous letter that was mailed, in this case, to the USA. The postal clerk evidently initially made a mistake and wrote the postage due as 80 pfennig, which was not correct. As you can see on the left, he probably looked at the 380 and took the 80, but anyways, it was um, postage was paid on the letter to the US for 360 pfennig, and it was supposed to have been 380 pfennig. So therefore, the 20 pfennig and the correction right here is the correct postage due for that particular mailing. And that one was of 48 grams. So anyways, also very collectible. And here we have two more, one letter and one postcard, also of post office official mail. And that is right here. This word postal matter, and this one here is the postal office of Lippe, or Lage in Lippe. And this one here is an official hand stamp from this particular post office in Berlin. So also very collectible. And yet another one. This one is from the eastern part of Germany. Also post office matter as registered and as COD at the same time. And this was the amount, 3 marks and 50 pfennig. So as you can see, even with official mail, we can find all kinds of different variations. So, another collecting area if someone is interested. This particular cover was illegally franked right here and indicated by this marking of a blue crayon. Even in earlier mailings, they may have used a different color, maybe red or orange, but in any event, when you see this type of marking, that means that particular item is not valid for postage. In this case, it is a cutout from a piece of postal stationery. Also, the amount was not correct. because this particular item was mailed as letter printed matter, as it says right here. And therefore, the post office asked for a postage due by this hand stamp of 110 pfennig in lieu of the 50. This particular letter was of the first weight class of up to 20 grams. The postage breaks down to 50 pfennig for the printed matter letter rate plus 60 pfennig for the out-of-town letter rate. So the 110 is exactly correct. That is due on this particular letter. So also quite interesting. Well, that's about it. And here is just a tiny preview of another video coming up in the near future. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you like a little at least of my video. Well, as indicated, even official mail does present many opportunities. Here in this video were just a very, very few examples of some variations in official mail. My channel, Stamps, Space, My Fun Things. Thank you so very much again. Please stay healthy and also keep looking for those little treasures. Thank you.